Generally, it is not illegal to house hack a single family house, but there are some little things that can get you into legal pickles. Not legal as in you're gonna go to jail, but as in you might get fined. If you're house hacking a single family house, the idea is to use the extra space that you have to make money. So option number one is to rent rooms. That is the easiest thing. But when we're talking about renting rooms, we want to make sure that there is a way for people to get out. With a lot of cities, if there is no way to get out of the house in an emergency situation, then that is not a room that is rentable. If you decide to rent it out anyway, then something happens, an emergency, and the person can't get out, that is going to be problematic. Same thing if you are going to be renting out a basement. Some basements, the windows are teeny tiny. So you want to check the zoning in your city to make sure it is okay to rent out the basement. In some cities, just renting out a basement is illegal, even if there's a way to get in and out, because you might be in a flood zone. But overall, if there is no way to get out, it is something for you to be concerned about, because again, if there is an actual emergency and somebody has to get out quickly because there's a fire, but they can't get out of the basement, they have to go back up, like that is something that you could potentially get sued for if something happens to that person. With these fines for renting out these spaces, these fines are going to be coming from the city. So now you might say, who's even going to fine me anyway? How's the city even going to know? You might be surprised. Sometimes your neighbor might report you, or even the people that are renting themselves, right? So if somebody doesn't pay rent and now you want them to pay, then they're going to get mad and report you. In some cities, if you're renting out an illegal space, even if you try to evict this person, your case might be dismissed because you're not supposed to be renting this space out to begin with. So it is important to make sure that the space that you are renting out is actually rentable, and these three examples are definite ones that you shouldn't be. Let me know in the comments, where do you plan on buying your house? I am curious. If you live in a condo, co-op, or association, all of their bylaws take precedence to whatever else that you want to do. That is the thing you give up by living in a condo, is that you don't make the rules, they do. So if there are limits to how many people can be in the unit, or if you can have tenants, then they actually get to stay the rules. And if you don't follow through, then you're going to risk losing your co-op space or getting fined by your condo board. Yeah, you don't want that. If you decide to go the route of house hacking your single family house by doing short-term rentals, then you want to make sure that it is actually legal in your city, because there are plenty of cities that put some kind of ban on short-term rentals. Some have complete bans, some have bans depending on whether it is a full Airbnb rental or just a room. For some places, you are allowed to Airbnb, but you need a license, or you are allowed, but you need to pay taxes. And you can check by putting in the name of your city plus Airbnb and Googling it. Airbnb will have a list of what the rules are in your city, but I would also recommend taking it one step further and going specifically to your city housing law site to see what they say about short-term rentals. Another thing to watch out for is occupancy laws. Each state has stipulations as to how many people can be living in X amount of square footage, or how many people that are not related to each other can be living in one apartment. So you want to make sure you look up what these laws are and you do not violate any of them. Because if one of your tenants knows the rules and you're violating them, they can easily report you, or even your neighbors if they see so many people going into this building and they know what the occupancy laws are, then they can report you as well. And again, if that gets to the city, you're going to have to pay a fine, and it is not good. If you are planning on building something, it's going to be tempting to just build it without permission, but you really want to get your permits and make sure that you can actually do this. For example, if you just go ahead and you finish a basement, but then in your specific zip code, maybe basement apartments are not allowed, or maybe the basement has to be like a certain height ceiling, you don't want to spend money doing all these renovations, because if you do it and it is illegal and then the city finds out, they are not only going to fine you, they are also going to require you to rip out all the stuff that you just built. And that might be tens and thousands of dollars gone down the drain. You'd rather just talk to a proper architect, talk to a proper contractor, get the actual permits from your city, and don't do any illegal building unless you just want to live on the edge. Getting a roommate and splitting rent or Airbnb an extra room is a great way to get started with house hacking a single family house, but There are so many options for how to house hack. Go ahead and check out this video right here on different ways you can house hack so you can live on less and start stacking your coins. See you there.